Today I took 3 trades, 3 losses. Um, Basically the same trade, these ones, and then that's another trade. Uh, all in the same setup. And the thing is that my plan worked out. I just took 3 losses on my thesis that worked out. So low relationship, mostly bearish relationships on the pivots, and we didn't quite close under S1 yesterday, but it was a sell-off. And today, pre-market, there was a big sell-off, and we're opening up under L4, under value area low ETH, high volume no ledge, and also S1. So my main plan today was to short this area, this level. If it comes back up and tests L4 or value area low ETH or high volume no ledge or S1, then I wanted to short that all the way to L5 and then into demand here. And this was the high volume no ledge here, where we broke down below this ledge. Now we're in here. So if we come back up and test here, I wanted to short. I thought it was a very, very good level, and I was supremely confident in this. Maybe a little bit too confident, and I really wanted to take the short all the way down to L5. That's how confident I was in the setup. And the thing is, that happened. It went all the way down to L5 from L4 and high volume no ledge and value area ETH, value area low ETH. It just did it in a manner that stopped me out before I ever ran. It was just too choppy. So my first trade, honestly, I don't think it was that bad. I think it was a decent setup. I think it was a decent trade. I had decent confirmations here. So it opens below L4 and then rallies up into L4 and the value area low ETH that forms a nice little delta divergence on the 20 range. So 7512 is L4, forms a little P shape there, forms CVD hidden divergences there, 1 minute delta divergence here and here, 20 range delta divergence, and also 2 minute delta divergence forming with a little P shape there. So you see that little P shape. So I thought that was good enough, honestly, to short. I think I actually laid off of one before. So right as market opens, about 1 minute into market open, forms a delta divergence on the 2 minute, starts rejecting right at L4, right at that area that I wanted to short. And I kind of wanted to jump in, but I was like, look, I got to be patient. I'm not seeing too much except for the 2 minute delta divergence. I did see that 1 minute delta divergence, but I didn't want to take too big of a risk here because it was about 10 points away. And also the 2 minute candle did not close yet. So I really wanted a retest back up into the 12s and the 14s and the 15s before I take it short. And I was like, maybe I'm too excited, maybe I'm too confident in this level. I need to be patient and really wait for my entry. And it was a good thing I did because it popped back above and yeah. So now it's forming this P shape and the POC at the highs, P shape, POC at the highs, 20 range delta divergence, 2 minute delta divergence, all these great confirmations. And now I'm ready to take it, and 1 minute delta divergence there also. So now I'm ready to take it, and I'm just waiting for this 2 minute to close. It's about halfway through. I wanted a little retest back in and support, but I kind of entered one here. Just in case it sells off, I guess. I don't know. And then I was going to add a second contract if this closed as a delta divergence. So I entered one. Now, as soon as the 2 minute closes, I enter another one. I was just so confident that this was going to sell off. Maybe I was a little bit too confident here. But it does sell off for a little bit. It comes back. But it does form a B shape down here. and then it tries one more time, bounces again, and then a final time back into this B shape over here, right here, 0708s, and then it's just getting stuff there. Like there's just so much buying that's just holding up the price, I guess. I mean, it just couldn't break through this level, and eventually it came back up, and yeah, formed a V shape, came back up and stopped me out. So yeah, that was it. Maybe I should have taken off at the 15s or something, but either way, now I'm looking for another entry. I'm kind of reevaluating my thesis. I'm like, okay, maybe am I just blindly biased towards shorts right now? Maybe that's not the right thesis. But as I was thinking that, a P-shape forms. We are breaking highs over here on price, and RSI is lower. Also on this break of high, RSI is lower, and it's a high volume 3-minute shooting star. So it breaks highs right here, forms a 3-minute high volume shooting star. And also the RSI divergence, and also a nice 20 range delta divergence. 2-minute delta divergence forming with 30 seconds left in the candle. Not much on the 1 minute, but I like this 20 range and 2-minute delta divergences. And yeah, wait for the 2 minute to close. I enter before the 2 minute closes, and then I enter another one after the 2 minute closes. So enter one there. I thought it was a great entry, good stop. And I know it's a great entry because that was the high of day, so far at least. And I did pinpoint that. I just didn't work out. So it sells off, hits 2R. And now it does hit 2R, but I don't want to put it at break even yet because it is bouncing and it hasn't really formed a higher or lower high yet. So I'm contemplating whether or not I should put it at break even. I decide not to. I decide to wait for a lower high to form. And it does form here with the delta divergence on the 20 range and on the 1 minute. So if it breaks the lows here, I want to put my stop up here, which is I don't think is the worst idea. Maybe I should have just had it at break even because it already did break 2R. But I guess yesterday's trade also kind of affected me because I was up and then I didn't put my stop at break even because it didn't form a lower high or higher low or whatever yet. And so I took a full loss instead of a break even. And so today I was trying to not do that, I guess. And put it over here and not at break even, especially because I wanted to give it room to work out. It seemed like, I mean, I was very confident in my thesis and I wanted to give it as much room as possible for it to work out. Because like from the first trade, it seemed like it wasn't working out quite well enough. Like it wasn't just selling off instantly. So now it comes and breaks the lows. Now, I put my stop up at 20s, which I think was decent. But then it comes back up with a B shape. I'm like, I don't know. I still want this to work out and I want to give it as much room as possible. So now I move my stop back up to 21 here, above this P shape that happened. And it comes back up to P shape. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get out here because it already broke above 20s. So I take a pretty much unnecessarily take another point loss. And then what I see is this 20 range candle form with kind of a P shape here, delta divergence form on the 2 minute, right at that P shape. Did not hit where my stop was yet and started going back down. So so I enter another contract Um, just as a continuation of the original entry, I guess. I don't know. I should have never stopped out in the first place. But I enter another one, and then it seems like it's gonna work out. Doesn't work out. Comes back up, and then it starts rejecting again. So I enter another one because it looks really good here. I haven't waited for that 2-minute close here for that delta divergence to work. I'm like, okay, definitely that P shape is holding. So I entered, and then this, it was positive 680 delta, and it was about to close negative. So 2-minute closed first, so I entered a second contract, and then instantly got stopped out. And then it starts going down. So I'm all kinds of emotions here now. Yeah, and I just shut off because I wanted to enter again so bad, but I'm like, look, my thesis could be wrong. And I already took 3 losses, so I have to shut down for the day. So I shut down Ninja Turtle for the day, and I was just watching. But yeah, that pop-up would have stopped me out anyways, even if I had my stop at the 21s, because I would have had my stop at 20, 21, yeah. No, 22. So I would have had my stop at 22, and I would have gotten stopped out anyways. Yeah, 22. No, 21. No, 22. 22 and a half. 22 and a half would have been my stop, and I would have gotten stopped out on that pop up there. 22 and a half hit, and then it rejects. And I think that was the second high. Yeah, 22 and a half to the tick. So even if I had my stop at 22 and a half here, I would have gotten stopped out probably, and then it would have sold off. So, the best thing I could have done, I think, is just leave it at my original stop loss, but I didn't want to do that because I already hit 2R. And my rule is to smooth the break even after 2R, but yeah, if I just had it at my original stop loss there, I could have just had 2 contracts with 5-point stop, and if I take a loss, I take a loss, and yeah. My first target was here, low of day. And it came right down to low of day and then came all the way back up to break even. So probably would have gotten stopped out there because I would have probably moved my second contract stop loss into break even here. I would have gotten stopped out. Got an 18 points though. So I would have probably recovered my first trade losses. But that's about it. So even if I did leave it there, I wouldn't have been able to hit my L5 target. I don't know. But maybe if I did, I maybe could have entered here again on a third trade, but I don't really see much. So this is, it hits the low of day and then comes back up all the way back up. Then I don't really see much there. It's just whipsaw action here. So yeah, it's unfortunate because my thesis worked out. I was from right here from 75.20, 75.17s all the way to L5, 74.79, and maybe this demand zone. But it just wasn't a straight sell-off, and that was the problem. It was just so choppy that it just kept going back up and down and up and down. I mean, even in this downtrend, it was just keep going up and down. So it just didn't really move the way I needed it to. I don't know what I could have done better, honestly. I mean, maybe I put it at break even on my second trade, and then I don't know. I would have probably entered again here anyway, so I don't know if it's gotten stopped out. So yeah, I don't know. I'm happy that I stopped at 3 trades, but just sucks to see my thesis work out perfectly, but I just can't execute it. Yeah.